Okay, friends, let's talk about preparing for your childcare business. So many of you ask me questions about starting a childcare business, and you're very serious about it. You're ready to take the next steps. Well, here's one thing that I want you to always consider, and that's your financial investment. So many people are underprepared when it comes to this part of the whole picture coming together. You want to make sure that you have enough money in reserve to take care of your project in its entirety. You don't want to get down the line and have poor planning and not have a realistic budget. You want to make sure that your budget compensates for everything that you will be incurring from the beginning to the end of your project. So from the beginning to opening your project. Once you start operating, you'll be making money. So then your balance and your budget changes. But right now, we're talking about starting your childcare business. And whether in your home or in a childcare center, you want to make sure that you are prepared financially to take on any costs that are associated with you starting your business. So you need to have an itemized budget for all of the things, for your location if you're going to be a center, or for your home, for what you're going to do to revamp your space to make it ready for the children, as well as for build out. So if you're doing it, so let's focus on the childcare center. If you're doing a childcare center, you're going to have a build out, whether it's minor or if it's a big project. There's going to be some things that you're going to need to do to configure your space to be a bona fide childcare center. So you may have to do bathrooms, which means plumbing, and fixtures, which can get expensive depending on if the plumbing is there or if they have to put everything in from your piping all the way through to your fixtures. Then you're going to have to do your kitchen, whether you're doing a warming space or a full service kitchen. There are a lot of costs that are associated with preparing that space. Then your classrooms. You're going to need all of that cute furniture and all of the things that you look forward to putting into your center. And I say that because so many people who are aspiring to have childcare centers, they want to get to this part. They want to do those classrooms. And I guess that makes it feel like you're almost there. So I understand that as well. That is the fun part. So you're going to have to get all of those things, your tables, your chairs, your adult chairs, which is something that people often forget. Your teachers and your staff, they need somewhere to sit. So you want to get their things as well as the children's things. Then you're going to have your curriculum as well as all of the arts and crafts. So each one of your center areas in your classroom needs to be fully stocked. So in each classroom, you need to sit down and create a budget for each classroom, depending on the age and stage of the children who will be in there, of the things that you want to put in your classroom. And not only just one, but the things that are required according to your licensing standards. The next thing is you're going to want to have a welcoming area, whether it's a big space or a small space, you still need that space. And that space will give you what you need for your parents to come in daily, to sign in and to sign out, as well as any visitors who come into your center or your home. Now for the home spaces, your outlay, your capital outlay, the amount of money that you will be spending to get your space ready to provide services to children and their families, it will be very different than brick and mortar, getting another space outside of your home. But you still will have some expenses. You may have to do something with your plumbing. You may have to do something with your entrance. There are a lot of different things that come along with starting a childcare business. My point is, you want to be prepared. And sometimes when you're not prepared, it can delay a project, which actually costs you money in the long run. So my suggestion is for you to get focused. Sit down and start making your plan. In case you have to go to a financial institution to borrow money, by getting a loan, business loan, personal loan, however you decide to finance your business, you will need to have a business plan that outlines exactly what you're doing, who you're doing it with if you have a partner or whatever, as well as your timeline, the amount of funds that you have personally, They may even want to see what your credit is looking like personally. And if you are already a business and if you're expanding, they're going to want to see your business credit history and all of the things. So my suggestion is to put that together so that you're not overwhelmed when it's time to go to a financial institution to seek funding, because it can be overwhelming. They ask for so many things and they want it all at once. So if you're gathering the documentation before you present to the lending institution, that would be a good idea, because then you'll be more prepared than if you just get started once you go and start talking to someone about your future projections. So I hope this helps. Thanks for watching, and I hope you will like, share, and subscribe.